What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I was on my way down here to the ranch and I saw that my neighbor had this parked out here, and I just wanted to show it to you guys because if you don't live around rice fields, you've probably never seen something like this. So this end of the tractor looks like a typical Case MX255, but if you see what they have done to the rear end of this thing, it's pretty crazy. So we've got these big metal wheels on the back that are quite a lot wider than what the duals would be, and it pulls a trailer that has the same kind of wheel on it. So if you're wondering what this machine is for, it's pretty simple. These fields will be harvested in anywhere from September to October. And after they take the rice off the field, you're left with about 10 to sometimes as much as 20 inches of straw left over in the field. So the guys will come through and mow the straw down. Sometimes they'll even chisel it under, but you still have a large amount of organic matter left in the field. So enter the rice stomper. This thing comes through with these metal wheels, and the wheels, as he rolls through the field, stomp that straw down into the mud to help it decompose faster. So that's why they call this a rice stomper, because it stomps the rice. So I know the wind is bad out here. I hope you guys can understand me pretty well, but I just wanted to show you this because I see them all the time, but someone that's never seen one before might think it's kind of cool. Well, guys, I'm shooting this video on February, I think it's the 18th today, and usually for my program, by the middle of February, I want to take these cows and turn them out into the pasture. And the reason for that is they could potentially have a calf in the next 2 weeks, probably more like the next month, but odds are we'll probably get an early one in the beginning of March sometime. So I like to get the cows out of this mud a couple weeks before the first calf will come, to give them a chance to clean up a little bit. And just being out of the mud, they'll shed a lot of that mud that's stuck in their coat and get cleaned up. And the main reason for doing this is to get their bags cleaned up, so that when the little calf goes to nurse, he's not just getting a mouthful of cow manure every time. So rather than feed these girls, I think we'll turn them loose. So you can see they got some pretty decent feed out here. Sadly, they'll probably burn right through it in 1 or 2 days and need to go back on hay after that. But, it's that time of year. The grass is going to start growing, so it's time to get them out here. They are really watching me and hoping that I'm going to let them out. Well, they look pretty happy out there, and I just wanted to point out to my regular viewers that this pasture that I put them out into is not a part of the aeration test. It's completely separate, so I'm not withholding results or anything. This is just a field that was left out. So Anyway, but yeah, they're having some fun out there. All right, so we got the calves fed now. Last thing I got to do today, the landlord down at the winter pasture said that he thought he saw a cow that was getting close to calving or maybe starting to bag up. So if we've got enough daylight, we'll run down there, check on those cows, and see if I can show you guys some things to look for to see if your cows are getting close to calving or not. So let's do it. Okay, well, the cattle are packed together pretty tight here, but we'll still kind of try to walk through them and see what we can see. So the first thing that I'm looking for when I'm trying to tell if they're getting close or not is their bag. Their bag will tell you a lot. I don't see anything here that looks real promising. So like, for example, on this red cow, she's got, you know, what some people might call a bigger looking bag. But you don't want to just look for like how much it's hanging down. You want to look for it to be like full. If it's rounded in the back, and just think of what a leather bag of water would look like, and that's kind of what you're looking for. You want to see the teats kind of spreading apart. Usually when a bag is filling up, the teats will spread apart rather than be like right next to each other. See if somebody can give me a good example of what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to hold still. Okay, so like her bag, the teats are fairly close together, and it's just kind of saggy and empty looking. So something like that wouldn't get me too excited. Let's see what else we got here. So here again, this cow's got a bag that hangs pretty low, but that is just, well, I happen to know that this cow's bag will get huge right before she has a calf, so I know that she's not getting close. But once you kind of see the difference between like a full plump bag and just kind of a saggy one, then you'll know what you're looking for. Well, guys, I don't really see any signs that any calves are getting close, but that's all right because we're still really early. Our target calving date out here is March 15th, so to see somebody getting close in the middle of February would be pretty unlikely, and honestly probably not a good thing because that calf would be really early. So we're going to definitely be keeping an eye on these girls because we are getting close, but we're just not quite there yet. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.